And today I'm in a totally different place altogether. But I'm still early. It's just about 2:29, and I'm gonna share with you in a moment why I'm sitting in my car actually right now. And we're gonna talk about the mind hacks for success. Because there are certain things you can do in your mind to really create success in your life. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Andreas, and I'm with Asia Mind Dynamics. We are actually a company that helps people to change mindsets fast. Now, I was earlier on. I'm here in Solaris de Thomas, and I wanted to go to my little park, my little place where I do like to do videos, live videos. First of all, I was hoping it would not rain. Initially, it was really dark sky. and I was like hopefully it's not raining. And then it was not raining and the sun was shining. And I thought like, yay, I can go back to my place where I was before. And I was looking around trying to find a different location. I like to try to change location. And I found my spot. And then I tied my phone to this spot because I didn't want to hold it in my hand. And what happened was suddenly this whole spot was full of ants. Immediately they flooded my phone and I was like, oh shoot, I can't be here because that's really scary place to be. I think I saved a lizard's life because the moment I touched the tree where the ants were on, the lizard jumped onto my hand and ran quickly away. And most likely the ants were like, oh gosh, this guy was taking our food away. Oh my God. So I'm waiting for a little while longer until somebody will come online here. After that event, of course, I thought like, now let me go to find a different spot altogether. And I desperately thought like, where do I go? And then I decided to go into my car. So I'm actually sitting here in my car. It's a pretty warm place right now. I have the aircon on. I don't run the engine. I don't like to run engine when the car stands idle. So I have the wind blower on and hope to get some wind. Now let's talk about the principles for success. And it starts actually very easy. Of course, it comes from NLP. It comes from NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, if you don't know what it is. And to me, NLP are actually the tools of the mind. What do you need to do inside your mind to create success? It's really important. Most of us don't know how to create success. Success is just a habit, nothing else but a habit. And that's what we are talking about first today. So the main part really in creating success is to know what you want. That's typical NLP. You need to know what you want. And sounds very easy to me to know what you want. I always know in many areas of my life what I want. It doesn't matter if I have a lunch set somewhere. Well, I look at the menu, but most of the time I do know what I want. I want to have a good portion to eat and feel no longer hungry afternoon and have the energy to nourish my body. So that's important to me. So I do know what I want when I have lunch. Easy thing. If I coach a person, I also know what I want. I want to have them achieve a certain outcome towards the end of a session. That's what I want. When I wonder if there's an ant still running around here. When I do my NLP training, I want my participants to succeed. And I do know exactly how my outcome looks like in the end of the day. But there are still so many people around which still don't know what they want. It's really amazing. I mean, there's a science that is about going around for 100 years or so, that people need to know what they want, and still many people don't know what they want. And it's not just about what you want. I want you to dream big dreams. But let's go back. If you don't know what you want, many people know what they don't want. I don't want to eat too much. I don't want to be lazy anymore. I don't want to live in that abusive relationship. I don't want to be poor anymore. I don't want this, I don't want that. If you are in a situation like this, just turn it around. So you want to be in a happy relationship. Good, start there. You want to be slim and slender, having achieved your dream weight. Good, start there. You want to be financially free, financially rich. Good, start there. It's really about, if you don't know what you want and you are in a situation where you don't know what you want, the easiest way is to just simply turn that around and realize, how does it feel like? How does it sound like to say the opposite? I know what I want now. I want to be free financially. I want to live in a happy and good relationship. Now that's a starting point. Then I want you to really expand your mindset. Dream big. Why do I say that? Because most of us know, yeah, I want to pay my bills on time. I want to have the food on time. I want to have a clean household on time. I want to have my kids succeed. I want to be successful at work. Is that really what you want? Isn't there more in your life? When I was coaching somebody recently in my last practitioner training, he was like, didn't know what he wanted to, and he thought like, maybe I'm just leaving the organization and become a trainer. I said, like, you don't want to just become a trainer. You want to be an outstanding and great trainer. Know what you want. And we really worked on this goal. And he really succeeded ultimately in his goal, that he stopped working in that organization, became an outstanding trainer, and he found a partner. He cooperates with each other, and they have so much success together. It's about dreaming really, really big. Now, in order to dream big, you need to take massive action. It's about massive action. Take massive action. How did it start? Well, you got your goal. Now your goal should be big enough to move you out of the comfort zone. Really move you beyond your comfort zone. That's important. You need to learn, because comfort zone is what we know already anyway. We are comfortable in our comfort zone. That's why we are living in the comfort zone. We know our problems, we know our solutions, we know our daily routines. Get out of it now, really. And it starts easy. Stop using Waze, maybe not when you're living in KL or so, but every now and then drive into an area you have no idea where you are. Stay safe, of course, but get used to feeling uncomfortable. It might be confusing, but if you are confused, it simply means you are outside of your comfort zone. Confusion is the first change, the last state before is a state of change. If you are confused, you are changing. You are out of your comfort zone. If you are in a comfort zone, you don't need to be confused. You know your problems, you know your solutions. Stay confused, be confused. Now, I'm not talking about, hey, good to see you. I'm not talking about perpetually being confused. But knowing exactly what you need to have to stay successful and be good in doing that. Next point in your journey towards success is really about stop the blame game. Stop the blame game. Stop blaming other people for whatever happens to you. You are responsible for your life. Become accountable. If things go wrong, you are responsible. If something goes haywire, you are responsible. If you want to sell something because it's part of your job and that client doesn't want to have it, you are responsible. Learn from it. It takes time to learn from it, but you are always responsible. Lots of stuff are outside of your control, but take charge of your inner state. You are responsible for your inner state. If something goes wrong outside of you, you can still say, I am responsible about this. What do I need to do the next time around to not have it happen anymore? Let me repeat that again. If something really terrible is happening, or maybe not even terrible, something's happening. Maybe the moment this is happening, and it's not according to your liking, yeah, if you don't learn from it, it will happen over and over and over again. Sure, it can happen. But it happens only over and over and over again if you don't learn from it. You need to learn from any situation that you are in. Otherwise, you wonder how come no change is happening. If you are not out of your comfort zone, and if you are not failing, you are not changing something. I'm not talking about the normal failure. Failure is learning to me. But let's talk about the traditional failing. If you don't make mistakes, if things are going too smoothly, too easy, you are not changing. You are not out of your comfort zone. You know your stuff. It doesn't mean that you have to set yourself up for failure, but it needs to be in a way that you are able to grow personally and from within yourself. So live outside of your comfort zone and be at cause, be accountable for your things. That's really important. What I want to share with you one more story. I coached somebody recently. It was a career coaching. This guy had big plans, but he didn't get anything done. He had said, I need to develop a business plan first. I said, register your company first. He wanted to build a company in Singapore. Register your company first. Yeah, but I need a business plan first. I don't know if that's good enough to have a business if it fits into my business plan before I open the company. I have to have a business plan. Who is responsible for the business plan? Well, I need to wait for my friends to create a business plan. We have to meet up, and he was staying in KL. When are you meeting them? I don't know. All this while he was waiting, and explaining why things don't work well. And I promise you, I'm not sure if this guy listens to here right now. I do know if I meet the same guy again in a year's time, or in 2 years' time, or in 5 years' time, is still in the same situation. He's too reactive. You need to shake your model of the world, your comfort zone. Shake your comfort zone in order to make it happen. Get out of your comfort zone. Otherwise, it will not happen that you succeed. One more thing you need to learn. It's knowing who you are as a person. Now listen, if you want to be successful, you need to know who you are, because you're going to live at the edge. You need to know your weaknesses and you need your strengths, and you need to enjoy yourself of who you are, because there will be people who tell you you won't succeed naturally. So automatically, you need to know who you are. You need to know who you are. You need to know your quirks, you need to know your strengths, you need your weaknesses. You need to work on it. It doesn't mean that you eliminate all your weaknesses. That's when you delegate it to people. But you need to know things that are haywire in your life every now and then. But you need to know your inner belief system, how you look at the world. What is your inner belief that holds you back? Maybe there is something that holds you back and that sets you up in a manner that doesn't help you so much. You need to know who you are from as a person, as your values, as your most inner beliefs, to know that you can succeed. Because there will be people who push back and say, you will never be able to make it happen. And if you believe those people, because you don't know your strength and you don't know your inner strength, so to speak, you might listen to them. And you say like, okay, my big goal wasn't for me, and you give up. I'm opening the window here for a little bit, because it's really, really, really hot in here. And I wonder if I've made a mistake to sit in the car here, because if the connection is strong enough. But that's a learning for me. Now, if you want to change in your life, you need to be disciplined. Most people are not really disciplined. Changing habits is about being disciplined. You need to be disciplined in order to succeed. And why do you need to be disciplined? Because you are starting. Hi, John, good to see you. I'm happy that you are here. And you are disciplined. You're starting to build routines. So you follow through routines one step after the next. And the moment you have routines, it helps you to free space in your conscious mind. When you are outside of your comfort zone, it automatically means, John, I know that you are here right now. Can you just tell me if the connection is actually good enough? Just type it in, please. Because I'm not sure if my connection here in my car is actually good enough. So type in a yes, it's good enough, and I can hear you speaking clearly. It would be lovely to have some feedback. Is that a yes? Thank you. Okay. I hope it's really clear, because I was getting into my car here as my outside was a little bit of, looks like rain, and the place I wanted to stand was full of ants for my phone. So I came into my car. It's really, really, really hot in here. And I was not texting the connection, so I don't know if I'm having actually a good internet connection here. And okay, thank you so much, John. I'm really, really happy to hear that. Now, I talked about discipline. You see, when you are disciplined, it means you're focused on your new habits. And that means you're going step by step by step. You're looking after what's going on, what could go haywire. You're not rushing too fast initially. You're carefully, you're focused on your new habits. And when you do this, you are disciplined. You're starting to create a new habit. Discipline means you know what you want, the first point I've mentioned, and you know how to work toward it. And you know what could go wrong and what is right with it. And then it's the ability to stay disciplined and saying, I want this. Nothing else counts. Nothing else matters. I want this. I am staying disciplined. Coaching, when I coach people, it's about being disciplined. I have to be disciplined to be really able to listen to what my coachee says, but I also need to take care that my coachee stays disciplined. The moment he's leaving my office, I give him tasks to do that entrenches him totally in his work. So he can't do anything else but being focused on what he really wants to achieve. It's about being disciplined, because when you are outside of your comfort zone, you have too many distractions. You want to go back to your comfort zone. You want to do things that are familiar to you. You want to just stop doing what you're doing sometimes. You need to be confident and disciplined to make things happen. Okay, I have the motorcyclist coming after that. I hope you can still hear me. Discipline. I'm not sure if you've ever heard, and I printed it out, I'm going to read this to you guys. If you ever heard about the marshmallow experiment. Have you ever heard of the marshmallow experiment? Please tell me if you have heard of the marshmallow experiment. Type in a yes if you have heard about it. Type in a no if you have not heard about it. Please give me some answers, guys. Have you heard about the marshmallow experiment? Because it's a real cool experiment they've done in the 1960s. Give me a Y if you've heard of it. Give me an N if you have not heard of it. Have you heard of it? Okay, let me assume you have not heard of it. The marshmallow experiment. You can also Google it up. It was a series of studies. I have a paper here. I'm reading this to you right now in a moment. A series of studies on delayed gratification. Discipline, remember, is about delayed gratification. In the 1960s and early 1970s, by a guy from Stanford University. And in these studies, a young child, 5-year-old I think it was offered a choice between one small reward provided immediately or two small rewards or a larger reward later if they waited a short period of time, approximately 15 minutes. So the kindergarten teacher gave them the marshmallow and said, hey, I'm going out here, you can eat it immediately or you wait a little while before you eat it. And those kids, in a follow-up study, the researchers found that children who were able to wait longer for the preferred rewards tended to have better life outcomes. As measured by the SAT scores, they had better educational attainments, thanks John, better body mass index and other life measures. So instant gratification oftentimes helps us to have a better life. That's discipline, to step back from the instant pleasures and wait, thanks John, and I knew you're a smart guy and that you get it, and wait a little while before you eat it. What does it mean? You need to stay focused on your goals. What's also important, is important that you're working at least 20 minutes a day on your goals. Make time for it. Imagine you want to be somewhere in 2 years' time, or in 5 years' time, or in just about 1 year's time. Think about it. Remember the big goal I asked for the first step? A real big goal? Every single day, do something that brings you forward at least 20 minutes. 20 minutes is a good start. But shorter, if you want after 20 minutes to work some more at it, fine. But at least every single day, maybe you skip the weekends, of course, every single day, work on your goal for at least 20 minutes. It doesn't sound much, but in 1 week's time, if you just work 5 days at it, in 1 week's time, you have 100 minutes. In 2 weeks' time, you've got 200 minutes. In 3 weeks' time, you got 300 minutes. In 4 weeks' time, you got 400 minutes. And you do the calculation, how much can you achieve in 400 minutes? And the discipline also means to avoid watching TV sometimes, or the instant gratification like checking Facebook or going for WhatsApp or whatever it is. Sometimes you need to stay focused and you need to work on your 20 minutes. And that means sometimes you have to avoid doing the pleasurable stuff and doing the hard stuff. Learn to say no, number 6. That's a big one. Most people don't know how to say no. And why not? Because they don't want to hurt people. They're worried if I say no, that people will not friend them anymore, that they will not be good enough, that they will get criticized. So they go along. Learn to say no to people. So many people infringe on our life, in our own personal sphere. Say no. Know what you want and check out if they come up with an offer. Check out if this offer is in alignment with your goals. We get calls so many times in HR Mind Dynamics of people who want to offer us new business opportunities. Do I want that? No, I don't want that, because if they are not in alignment with my goals, why shall I? I want to work on my goals. I want to see if what they offer me fits inside me. I don't care if I say no. Najwa doesn't care if she says no, because it's important. If they say no, if you say no to them, they're going to find somebody else. But if you say yes, you have an obligation to follow through on something, and you don't have only 24 hours a day, a week in a day anyway. So how much time do you want to give up working on your goals, right? So spend at least 20 minutes a day on your goals. Be flexible, number 8. Be really flexible in your communication. People are different. So if you're always having the same communication style, learn to speak differently. That's important. Because if you learn to speak differently, people perceive you differently. Speak about, have a different approach. Let's wait for this car to go by. Have a different approach to your outcomes. If you have only one way of doing things, you're stuck very easily. Before you do something, find out what happens if something goes wrong. It could happen, right? So be flexible in your approaches and go the extra mile. It relates a little bit to it, but when other people go back and they're watching TV or they go shopping or so, if you go the extra minute with your 20 minutes a day, you are going to be successful. Early on, I've mentioned that yes, you might fail, perceive failure. But if you don't fail, you haven't tried something. And I don't mean failure per se, because failure in NLP is just feedback. And if you are doing the same thing over and over and over again, it's easy. You won't fail. But if you're stepping out of your comfort zone, automatically, you might fail. And that's okay, because you learn something. You are out of your comfort zone. You do something new. You're getting confused. Fine. And if something doesn't work out, try something else. You haven't failed. Failure is when you give up. So succeed. Fail through success. The more you fail, the better it is, Tom Peters said. Fail forward fast. Because the faster you do certain things, the faster you'll learn. But the main part is, anytime you think you fail, learn something from it. You've done an approach of something that goes haywire automatically. So maybe you need to learn something from your earlier approach to avoid the same mistake again. And one big more thing, create something. Hey, Mark, finally you come in. Good to see you. But I'm nearly finished here. But I'm happy that you are here already anyway. The main part really is, most people are so used to consume certain things. We are consumers. Create something. You are creators of your life. You are creating success. You're creating happiness. Stop consuming. Because if you are successful, you become celebrated. And people consume what you produce. That might be wonderful, right? So while other people consume TV shows, consume a movie, consume the newest product, check it out. If it's in alignment with your goals, fine. do it. If you need to watch TV, fine. Because when you need to relax, it's okay to watch TV. I watch a lot of movies online, YouTube videos, to relax. It's fine. But I have a purpose behind it. I know what I want. Remember, the first stage, know what you want. So I have always a purpose behind doing something. I watch a TV show because I want to relax. I know it. But some people just consume for the sake of consumption. And they're not creating something. Stop consuming. Start creating something. Think about what you could create to create more value to your own life as well as to other lives. Jazz, I'm very happy to see you here as well. Remember, one more thing I want to say, and I was just reading it earlier. Success is not a journey, it's a destination. It's a good saying to have. You have to hold your goal in mind, of course. But you need to enjoy the journey. So I'm really happy that you are listening to this one today, to my 7 cents. Andreas here from Asia Mind Dynamics. I want to do another live feed next week, most likely Tuesday or Wednesday. I would love to see you again. Are you willing to join me again? Then please, and if you're willing to join me again, I would like to see a Y, the letter Y, somewhere in the comment box. That would be really wonderful. And remember that you always create your life. You are in charge of your life. You are in charge of your destiny. If you don't like what you have right now, change. Because many people say change is the only constant. But most people have not learned how to do it. And if you learn NLP, if you know NLP, if you know hypnosis, you know how to manage your mind, you know how to change. So those of you who are listening in here and know already NLP, reach out to other people and help them make the changes they want. And if you like that video, of course, I would be very happy if you share it with some of your friends, give some comments into the comment box, give some statements about that video. And if you want to know something and you want me to talk about something special, write as well what you want me to talk about. From the mind science, of course. So share the video, like the video, and share with me if there's anything you would like me to talk about in the next week. And I see you soon again. Bye-bye, guys. It was great to be around with you.